Doom, doom, do the creep, do the creep, creep. My orca. I have been here for 5 weeks, and the first trip was a lot harder than this one. I think I was much better prepared for this time around, and I think that's really helped make this go by a lot faster. I have no internet at this house, which, you know, there are worse things, but I at least have a internet cafe down in the town that's like a 10-minute drive, €5 taxi away. The only bad thing about it is that the one internet cafe in the closest town that would make me pay the least amount of taxi money is one of the most expensive towns I have ever stepped foot in. There are dresses there that cost more than my trip to the Philippines and back. And you can buy a yacht on every corner like it's Starbucks. Crazy. But as long as I try to buy the cheapest thing on the menu, which is usually a €3 bottle of water, which is about $4.50. They let me come in and spend hours and hours on the internet whenever I do happen to stop by. So, snootiness aside, I appreciate them letting me take up a table for a few hours every now and then. The best way I can explain Majorca, Spain is it's a small island off the coast of Spain, and it's basically the Cancun of German and British and Spanish people. There are certain parts that are incredibly expensive, there are certain parts that are pretty cheap, but it is just flooded with Spanish, German, and English tourists. I think probably year-round, but especially during all of the vacation weeks that people get here in Europe. Pretty much every sign is in German, English, and Spanish, and although there are a lot of people in the cities that only speak Spanish, usually you can find somebody that speaks either German or English as well. So I'm not totally lost all the time. So even though I've lived in Texas my whole life, right next to the border, and my mom teaches a bunch of kids that pretty much no English, I can count to 10, say some colors, and say, ¿Dónde está? And then, like, maybe pantalones or baño. Spanish maid here that cleans Toddy's house is constantly speaking to me, and she thinks I know a lot more Spanish than I do. So a lot of times it's just, yeah, see, which immediately pulls me back to my first, 5 months in Germany. Nice little circle right there for you. Okay, I get bit by mosquitoes pretty often. I'm one of those blood types that mosquitoes just eat up. But here in Spain, apparently they're treated, people use so many different kinds of chemicals to try and keep them away. They have become this new Resident Evil type of spawn of Satan. I am allergic to that. I have never been allergic to anything in my life. I am allergic to the mosquitoes in Spain. First time I was here, it made my eye swell up huge. I couldn't open it. I had huge, golf ball sized lumps on my arm. I was freaking out. We had to go to the doctor, and they gave me some Zyrtec and, cream. And it eventually went away, but now I just try to avoid them like the plague. I have a huge mosquito net that I've draped over my window because my screen on my window has a hole you could put your fist through. So all the mosquitoes just swarmed in the first time I was here and ate me alive. But this time I've only had a few on my legs, and those were the second night I was here, and they're still here and they still hurt. And they're only just now not swollen the size of eggs. I have the mosquito net and a couple of different electronic devices surrounding the window and door area of my room. My family sent me a care package. They wanted to make sure that I had stuff to pass the time, and they sent me a magazine and Oreos and some movies. I just finished watching Shawshank Redemption again. I love that movie. They sent me a cross stitch. Cross stitch is a great way to waste a lot of time. And I brought a book, and when I was packing, I made this huge deal with my friend about how I do not need to bring a second book because there's no way that I could possibly read more than one book in the time I was here because I read so slow. Well, a week and a half went by, finished. So I had to go and I found this British town that is completely British made. Like, it has a Prince William pub. Everyone there speaks different types of British accents. And I got this book. I finished reading Room by Emma Donoghue, and it's fantastic. And now I'm reading The Particular Sadness of Lemon Cake, and it's really good too. I've been reading it for, I don't know, 3 days, and I'm almost halfway through. I think the thing that's really made this time go by the fastest is that I've given myself a challenge to get a bit of a tan, which I think I have a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. I have a wash tan, and I have a tan, kind of. And also, I've been able to talk to my family a lot more because I've gotten more evenings off, which is when everyone over there in the United States is awake. I've gotten to talk to my sister very much, and I've gotten to talk to my dad some and my mom a little bit, and it's helped, I think, a lot, having that connection. So I would say if you're going to spend a lot of time abroad, try and keep up a really, really strong connection. Having tiny glimpses of your life kind of makes you miss it even more when you can't have a more steady connection with it while you're gone. I have learned from being here that I need personal connections with my own kind. So now that we're caught up, it's time for Miss/Love. My miss has absolutely got to be Charlie. My little niece is so cute. I just want to squish her little face and hug her fat legs that my sister shows me every time on Skype. And I can't wait to just bury my face in her adorable tummy and start taking thousands and thousands of pictures of her. My sister said I should start a baby photography business. What do you guys think? You can see a few of my photos on Facebook, and if I could figure out a way to put them on here, I would, but I'm not sure. It's an idea. I think that'd be fun. The baby just needs to be asleep. My love is the clean, fresh, delicious tap water that comes out in Munich, I think from the mountainous area. Tap water in Dallas-Fort Worth is pretty good, but it's really fresh tasting in Munich, and nobody freaking drinks it. Everybody drinks bottled bubble water, and they just don't understand what they're missing, especially when it's really cold. You can't drink the water in Spain, so everyone has to have bottled water even to cook or make tea with, and you get kind of tired of the plasticky taste that comes out of this stuff. Your fact for today, I am 90% sure this is a real fact. Marilyn Monroe used to snip a bit off of one of her heels so that it would make her step a little wobbly and give her a little more swagger in her walk, and that's how she got her little bombshell walk. German today is Es tut mir leid, which basically means I'm so sorry for that. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this little whirlwind of my last couple of months, and you should definitely love your mommy, hug a tree, eat your vegetables, bake some cookies, and if you're planning on going somewhere without internet, bring more than one book. Mwah!